The Netherlands is seemingly one of the most progressive countries in the world, with its legalization of prostitution and open outlook on soft drugs such as marijuana. Yet the country still seems to be holding on to some antiquated ideas of the past, like the Christmas tradition of Black Pete. In recent years, activists have been on the front lines to try to end this racist tradition, especially JerryAfriyie, educator and co-organizer of Zwarte Piet is Racism.
In 2010, I did a speech, and afterwards, I was approached by a coordinator called Raoul Balai, and he told me that he'd been thinking of getting a group of people together who are involved in the debate about Zwarte Piet, and he wanted to look how maybe we can come up with a scheme to get it abolished. You have to understand, when our parents and their parents were growing up in the Netherlands, they couldn't talk freely about these things, you know. They were like afraid to get lynched, you know, because the country was white and you didn't have that position that you could speak, you know. And they felt also, they felt like they were migrants, you know, especially Ghanaians, you know. So they felt like this is their country, you know, we shouldn't, if we can deal with it, we can always go back, you know. But now you have generations who are born and raised here, and they don't see it as their country, they see it as our country. And you have to remember, at school, we were all taught that this was our country, that we can become prime minister, that we can become anybody we want to be, and that we should use our voices to voice our concern about social injustice. So therefore, we don't feel nothing less or more than a white person. So that's why we are really triggered by this injustice, that we feel like, you know, you're gonna listen, and not only gonna listen, we're gonna do something about it together. You know, I met this guy, I told him, listen, this tradition, I had a shirt on reading Zwarte Piet is Racism, and he walks towards me like, are you crazy? Are you out your mind? You cannot say that. It's children's celebration, children love it, it's tradition. How can you say that, you know? And all children like it. And I said, may I remind you that all children like it? There are even children running home want to get rid of the color because they say children are calling the color filth. You know, they are calling the color Zwarte Piet, filth, not clean. You know, and they want to be clean. They want to be white. You know, and I say, you know what it does to the mind of a child. And this guy was looking at me and he was like, yeah, but maybe the parents made that children, because everyone get bullied every now and then. You know, and I said, okay, let's take it another way. You know that you say it has nothing to do with people being called, that there is no, how you say it, comparison with black people. Because you are fully aware, you told me, there's no comparison. Are you aware that white kids point to black people and tell them, look, and tell their parents, look, that is Zwarte Piet. Do you know black people are called Zwarte Piet in the streets, in schools, everywhere? During this area? And he was like, and then he stood for a moment and he said, you know, when I was a child, I did the same. And I said, okay, you are saying you did the same. And I'm telling you, I don't like to be called Zwarte Piet or pointed at. And he was thinking, and he was like, you know, I know where you're coming from, but you know, it's tradition. I said, yes, I understand. And he said, but you know, I only had a good experience with it. I said, I understand. But you know, if we're gonna have a celebration that is meant for all of us to enjoy it, and when we're talking about children, all children like candy. It doesn't matter where the child is born. You could go to China, you could go to India, you could go to Russia, all children like candy. So therefore, they have something in common. And this tradition, if you wanna make it something that all children would like, then we should make sure that it doesn't affect or hurt children. And he thought about it and he was like, you know, and what do you want then? You want us to abolish it? I said, no, I just want children to enjoy it. And he said, okay, in that case, I could go with you.